Greetings from St. Carol's School of Nursing, a private nursing university in Accra. We are today presenting to you Christian Living, a course that is made up of Christian religious studies. It's made up of law, business law, and business ethics. And it is for a semester 1 in St. Carol. St. Carol is a private nursing university in Accra. We are offering Bachelor of Science in Registered General Nursing to WASI graduates. Persons with General Science, General Arts, or Home Economics qualify with grades of A1 to C6. Let's roll through the corridors of Christian living. Law, ethics, and values. We have the patient as the first lesson. It's looking at a customer-centric nurse, a nurse that focuses on the customer. Then we'll look at Christian nurse, the Christian nurse, living the role of a Christian nurse. Then we'll look at karma, reaping what you sow. We are all very familiar with karma. And we'll look at harassment, sexual harassment, bullying, and blackmailing. We'll go on to look at introduction to criminal liability. And we'll look at criminal law. We'll look at a few offenses and defenses in there. Then we'll go on to look at contract law, a bit of contract law, and the duty of care. Rights and responsibilities of the health worker we'll look at. Then we'll look at ethics, we'll look at leadership, and we'll look at goals. These are in a nutshell. Then we'll look at examinations and its implications for our students. These are in a nutshell what we would be looking at. And so today we'll do lesson number 1, the patient-centric customer, the patient-centric nurse, the patient-centric nurse. Centric means focused on the patient. Now, the objectives for this lesson is to understand me, myself, and I. We will look at stakeholders in the healthcare business. We'll look at understanding the role of the patient. And that, in a nutshell, is what we'll be looking at today. So myself, who are you? Why are you here at this time in history? You are not here to add on to the numbers. What makes you happy? What do you call success? How do you define success? Success is a concept that must be defined by each and every one of us, and each and every person must have his own definition for success. Now, we are asking, who are you? Why are you here at this time in history? What makes you happy? What do you think success is all about? What do you intend to love, to learn, and what legacy are you intending to leave? What are your ultimate goal of goals? We are going to explore these and understand you. But the general question must be answered by you, by yourself, for yourself. You don't need to share the details with anyone. You don't need to share the details with anyone. You are who you are. Who are you? It's a question that many people find weird, but it's real. It is everything about you. What is your name? What do you understand by the name, your family name? My name is Olivia. My father gave me that name, and it means anointed peacemaker. And so I love to have peace around me. I'm happy to let people have their way, if it doesn't hurt me, of course, so that peace will prevail. What are you afraid of? What are your insecurities? Your person, your career, your family. What do you like? What do you not like? Your soul. Your soul is about your will, it's about your intellect, it's about your emotions, your soul. Then your spirit. What kind of spirit do you have? What is the internal dialogue of your spirit? Is it asking what is in it for me all the time? Is it asking what can I have? What is it that I can have? What can I get from this? What can I make of this situation? Who are you? It is everything about you. Your name, what does it mean? Do you take inspiration from it? I have a friend who passed on. His name was Maugbe. And he said that was the voice of God. And therefore he drew a lot of inspiration from his name. Then I have a name. My middle name is Olivia. I'm an anointed peacemaker. That means a lot to me. So I always seek peace around myself. What are your fears? What are your anxieties? What are you insecure about? What are you afraid of? Job said, what I feared most has come upon me. So what's the worst case scenario? What is the worst thing that can possibly happen to you? Your person, who are you? Your career, what is your business? What is your business? Your family, what do you like? What do you enjoy? What company do you enjoy? What are your dislikes? Your soul. Your soul is your intellect, your will, and your emotions. What is in there? Are you emotionally stable? Are you emotionally unstable? Are you intellectually okay? Academically okay? Your social quotient, your intelligence quotient, your adversity quotient, how is that? Now you look at your spirit. What's the internal dialogue of your spirit? What is in there? Are you on the ego side, where you are always looking at what is in it for me? What can I get from this? What can I better myself with from this? Or you are with the Holy Spirit side that asks, how can I be of help? How can I support? Is that you? What is your faith? What do you believe in? What is your beliefs? Your belief informs your attitude. Your beliefs informs your behavior. What values do you hold? What are your perceptions? What behavior and attitudes and hobbies do you have? You need to have a good understanding of this thing so you can understand who you are. Who you are. Who you are is very, very, very important. And the more you understand who you are, the better it is for you. The better it is for you. You need to understand who you are as a person. Your fears determines a lot about you. Yes, who are you? What makes you happy? What makes you excited? What excites you? What are the things that make you unhappy? What drives you? What motivates you? The fire within, what's the passion you have in there? What drives you? Many people are driven by insecurity. The fact that they are insecure, they want to better themselves academically so they can continue to hold on to their job. They are driven by insecurity. Fear is also a driver. Everybody is driven by something. And what you fear most tends to be that which drives you. It is very, very, very latent, but it's very potent. You need to know what drives you, what makes you do the things you do. What makes you do the things you do? Inadequacies, insufficiency, insecurity, all these are drivers. You need to ascertain for yourself what drives you. What are your dreams? What are your goals? What are your expectations? You need to list these goals, these dreams. You need to have them written down so that you can look at it. And there are several goals that you must look out for. The goals are many because you as a person have multiple roles to play. So what goals do you have as a son, as a daughter? What goals do you have as a student? What goals do you have as a partner? What goals do you have in your life? All these goals, what goals do you have for yourself in academia? Academic progression. Who is your role model? Who do you look up to? Many people look up to their parents. Many people have role models in their schools. Many people have role models everywhere. And it is up to you to have a role model. Some people have their role models as themselves. I want to be the best of me that ever lived. And therefore, I continue to push the envelope to study, to understand the ways of this life, to understand people, to be able to influence people positively. That must be who you are, who you stand to be, your role, and who your role model is. Who your role model is. Everything rises and falls on who you are. So who are you? Who are you? Ultimately, it is everything about you. Now, your ultimate goal is to be happy. Every one of us is to be happy, is to be appreciated, is to be looked up to. And so there are steps to happiness. Take control of your life. That is step one. Take charge. Nobody can make you happy or unhappy. Nobody. Take control and be in charge of your happiness. No one can make you happy. Not your spouse, not your kids, not a big house, not money, not your happiness. You must be happy. Take responsibility for the joy and peace that is inside you. Nobody, absolutely nobody, can make you happy. Many of us always look at the external rather than looking at the internal for happiness. So we tend to blame everybody. I blame my boss. I blame the environment. I blame the weather. I blame the traffic. I blame everything around me. The sun is too hot. The winds are too fast. There is too much cold. There is too much heat. You blame everything except yourself. Take responsibility. The seasons will come, they will go. The weather changes, there is nothing you can do about it. The traffic is there. It is up to you to take responsibility for yourself. Take responsibility for yourself. Take responsibility for your happiness. Know and take 100% responsibility for every single department of your life. Your life is your business. No one can lead it for you. No one owes you a living. No one is under any legal obligation to help you. Every help you get is a moral obligation. No one. So take responsibility for your life. Every single department of your life. At this level, you are a student. You have a lot of energy. You have a lot of time. Take responsibility of what makes you happy. Your business is to study and to get your BSc in nursing degree. Focus on it. No one can lead your life for you. Your parents are there in support. Your sponsors are there in support. Your brethren, your siblings, they are all in support. Your friends, they are all in support. But it is not a legal obligation on their part to help you. If you want a helping hand, you will find two at the ends of your arms. You find two to help you. To help you. So take responsibility for your happiness. Take responsibility for your life. Every single department is your business. And you need to take responsibility and take that seriously. Now, step number 2 to happiness. Challenge your story. What is your story? I come from a family of 6 children. A dad who died very long ago when I was 14. So what? How do you see your life? I see my life as me being in control. Change the way you talk to yourself. I am an orphan, and so what? I am divorced, and so what? I am broke, and so what? I cannot afford it, and so what? Talk to yourself positively. Don't blame how you were raised. The past is gone. Change the story. Plan ahead. Be forward-looking. Change how you talk to yourself. I cannot afford it. You change it to, how can I afford it? How can I afford it? As soon as you tell yourself, I cannot afford it, the mind or the brain closes. I cannot afford it. Full stop. How can I afford that? Then the mind starts to think. You start to think. You start to measure. And even when you are asleep, that thing that lies between the two ears, between your two ears, your brain continues to work on how you can afford that. I don't have the time. How can I afford the time? As soon as you tell yourself, how can I afford the time? You will see that you begin to think around the problem and how you get there. Success and life is a journey. It's a journey. It is not a destination where you get and you are finished, where you get and you are done. No. Each step of the journey must be enjoyed. Enjoy your daily triumphs. I will wait until I want to be a nurse. I need to get my BSc in nursing degree. I will have to start from preschool, graduate from kindergarten, go on to primary school, finish primary school and get on to junior high school, get on to senior high school, get on to the university, St. Carol, and do my nursing. When I have graduated, that is the beginning of my being a nurse. When I have graduated from St. Carol, that is when I begin to become a nurse. So don't wait until you've gotten your degree. No. Enjoy every step of the way. Enjoy daily triumphs. That you are alive. That you are able to access lectures. That you are able to be where you are. Don't wait until you finish college. Don't wait until you get married. I'm going to be happy when I get married. No. Don't wait until you have children. Don't wait until you have a big house, a big car, you are promoted. Please, enjoy every day as blessings upon your life. The big house will come and you would want a vacation house. The big car will come and you will want a luxury car. The promotion will come, the money will come, and you will not be happy. Be happy now. Decide, I am happy. I am content with my lot. This is where I am. Ultimately, I want to get there. But between here and there, I am happy. If you don't value yourself, nobody will. Value yourself. The value you place on yourself is very, very, very important. It's very important. Value yourself. If you don't value yourself, nobody will value you. And the more value you have, the more valuable you would be. How does that happen? You got to change. When you change for the better, when you improve yourself, you would be better. You will be more valuable. Step 4 to happiness. Make relationships count. Everything is about relationships. Your primary relationship is with God. If you know God is in charge and He is on your side, you are on His side, you can talk to Him, you can talk to the boss. Because if God has the whole world in His hands and He does what He wants and He gives to who He pleases to give to, He prospers who He wills, then you being in His corner can talk to the boss. Enjoy the relationship with yourself. The next personality in your life that will be with you till the very end is you. Enjoy your own relation. Enjoy your own company. There are people who will not be able to sit a while without others. Enjoy your own company. Enjoy your own company. Relationship with your God, your spouse, your kids, your business, your studies, your finances, your health, your career, and your entire household. Relationship with your goings, your coming, the work of your hands, they are all part of the steps to happiness. Enjoy it. Yes, you have a difficult boss. What can you do about it? Work harder. Make sure that you have flawless job. You autograph your work with excellence. And that is the way forward. That is the way forward for you as a happy person. When we are talking about yourself, we mean you are in control. You are in control of your life. You are in control of your goings and your comings. So take control, take responsibility for your life. The relationship you have with yourself is the ultimate one. Is the ultimate in terms of how happy you will be. So take relationship seriously. Step number 5 to happiness. Balance work with play. Balance work with play. Work hard and play hard. Enjoy work as much as you enjoy playing. Don't be a work freak always. Share jokes. Share laughter. Be fun to be around with. Stop whining and complaining and explaining everything. Discipline when necessary. And play. Be fun with all the relationships that you have. Enjoy your life. Enjoy it. Make it a point to be happy. It is only when you decide to be happy that you will be. People can be lonely in a crowd. You can be lonely in a crowd. You can be lonely when people are all about milling and enjoying and jumping up and down. Be balanced in your life, in work and in play. Be balanced. Yes, so be balanced in your work and in your play. Make sure that you work hard. Make sure that you play hard. For your dependents and family, what you leave inside of them grants them the wherewithal to make it in their lives. Whatever you leave for your children may be squandered if there's nothing inside them. They must learn to earn more than they spend. They must learn to fish rather than giving fish all the time. For your family and those that you leave behind, we worry so much about our dependents. But you have to live within them the way to win, the way to be successful, the way to stand on their own. Stop complaining, stop explaining, stop whining. See if you are a part of the solution or a part of the problem. People complain and they have everything against everybody except themselves. Look at yourself. They blame the weather. They blame even God. Be solution focused. So it has happened. So this is what the situation is. What can I do to better it? How can I move ahead from here? Change your internal dialogue. Change what you tell yourself. Change the things that you see as obstacles. I cannot afford it. That puts a period. That's a period. But when you say, how can I afford it? That sets you thinking. That sets you evaluating. That sets you looking for options. Appreciate and love the people around you. Appreciate them. Don't wait until the person dies before you cherish and celebrate them. Don't wait until the person is gone before you write a long tribute. A long tribute celebrating them, praising them, and wishing them well, telling them how much you love them. Tell them now. Appreciate and love the people, your relations. Love them the way you should love them now. The way you should love them now. It is important that you stop complaining. It's important that you take responsibility. So it happened that I was divorced. So it happened that I lost this friend. So it happened that I could not get on with this. So it happened. What can I do about it? What do I learn from it? How do I proceed? How do I proceed? How do I get myself moving forward? How do I live peacefully with everyone? There are people who are so obnoxious. There are people who are so litigious. There are people who are so negative. How do you move on with them? Remain focused on your environment. Continually scan the environs to harness opportunities availed to your advantage. Deal proactively with the threats to your survival. Anticipate and provide the needs of people around you, your dependents. That is the recipe for success. If you are successful, you will be providing for your household. If you are not providing for your household, you are a disgrace to your nation and an embarrassment to your family. You are supposed to focus on everything around you so that you can harness opportunities quickly, so that you can deal with threats while you are looking at your strengths and ameliorating your weaknesses. It is a survival technique. You must focus on yourself constantly. Evaluate and improve areas of strength to enhance success and eliminate weakness. You must know what to hold on. You must know what to throw away. You must know where to run, when to run. Know thyself. Know thyself. The vision, your vision is the ability to see ahead or plan into the future. Do you have a vision? What is your imagination? How do you imagine your household will be like? What do you see in the next 20 years, in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, in the next 5 years? You can have short-term goals, which are up to 2 years, 24 months. You can have medium-term goals that goes up to the next 5 to 10 years. And you can have long-term goals, strategically. A distinct or vivid mental image or concept of a desired destination. You must have a vivid image. Have a personal goal, have a personal vision in every area of your life, in your Christian life, in your education, in your career, in your marriage, among your children, among your studies. You intend to have a vision. A vision. On your graduation with a PhD, you are just doing a first degree, but you can imagine in the next 10 years, you should be graduating with a PhD, doctorate, and in what area? You can dream, and dream big as the ocean. You must dream, and dream big as the ocean. You also need to look at that destination. Destination. Look at it, imagine it, plan it, and see it flourishing. See it with what you want. Now we look at a mission. A mission is how you achieve the purpose. The journey with a purpose. The journey from here to there. From this point to the destination. How do you get to that destination? What do you need to get there? How do you achieve the aims and objectives that you have set for yourself? Where are you now? Where are you wishing to get to? What are the required resources in terms of time, your finances, expertise, energies, material resources of all kinds to get you to that destination? You need to look at your mission. So we are looking at the healthcare business. The healthcare business is made up of your structures, the systems, the strategies, the staff or the students, the skills, the standards, and the culture, which is the shared values. All these things are the healthcare business. So if you look at the healthcare business, you see a structure, a building in which you house the healthcare system. Then you have systems that support, then there are strategies, there is staff and students, there is skills that are required to deliver certain values. Standards are also looked at. Standards, deviation from the standard is called stupidity. Shared values, values that are shared amongst the people. Now, the role of the healthcare business is medical and applied research. What does it do? Preventive medicine, curative medicine, advisory services, disaster management, the general well-being of individuals, families, and communities, and the nation. That is what the healthcare business stands for. the healthcare business stands for preventive medicine, curative medicine, research, applied research, medical research, applied research, disaster management, pandemic management, general well-being of individuals, families, communities, and the nation at large. It is important that you realize and recognize that there are stakeholders in the healthcare business. The main stakeholders are government, not-for-profit organization, they are not for losses as well, and then the private sector. The not-for-profit organizations lie in between the government and the private sector. They are charitable organizations, but they are still part of the private sector. Government, non-governmental, but you would see that about 65% of the stakeholders are in the private sector. 35% are in the government sector, and 10% is in the non-governmental charitable organizations. There are stakeholders of all kinds. They can be classified as training institutions. They can, like St. Carol's School of Nursing. They can be classified as research institutions like Noguchi. They can be hospitals or clinics. They can be pharmaceutical manufacturers. They can be pharmaceutical distributors. They can be equipment manufacturers, equipment distributors. They can be administrators like NMC, Ghana Health Service. They can be regulators like the National Accreditation Board. They can be government institutions like the Food and Drugs Board. They can be mentoring universities like KNUST. They can be support providers, other support services providers, like IT support, like cleaning, like security. They are all part of the healthcare system. Now we have healthcare professionals, also part of the healthcare business. The healthcare business, they are the staff, the allied workers. We have doctors, nurses, pharmacists, laboratory technicians, paramedics, researchers, and hospital administrators, hospital proprietors, and all persons that are interested in the healthcare business that work as such in the healthcare business. Then we have another one who is the patient and, of course, his loved ones and family. Now, the healthcare business offers knowledge. It offers skills. It offers products, equipment. It offers technology and services through the health post, medical laboratories, community outreach programs, clinics, hospitals, pharmacy shops. But the patient is the ultimate consumer of all the products and services that the healthcare business offers. So the healthcare business is focused on research, for instance. Research into the patient disease and patient comfort. Equipment that detect and help curative processes. And the beneficiary is the patient. The healthcare business, the stakeholders outlined above, focus on disease prevention. They focus on disease prevention, curative medicine, recovery, patient comfort. And even the IT systems that you see is to make bill payments and records of accounts to make it easier for the patient. The security systems is to ensure that the patient is comfortable. Now you see what the healthcare business offers. We can see that it looks at patient comfort as the number one, patient recovery, curative medicine, preventive medicine, management of long-term conditions like diabetes, like hypertension, coronary artery disease, liver challenges, kidney challenges, broken bones that have to take a long time, long-term conditions. Then we have disaster management and pandemics like the coronavirus that is on the world at this time. The healthcare business offers its help in these directions. Now, returns and rewards for each solitary single stakeholder. Every one of the stakeholders expect a reward. Return on their investment, whether it's their time, whether it's their energies, whether it's their finances, whether it's their material resources that are invested into the healthcare business. They look forward to getting returns. They look forward to getting returns. When it comes to revenues, it's only the patient who pays for products and services rendered to his health needs. It is only the patient that pays. Even in ER, the patient has a choice. Even in emergencies, the patient has a choice. He can choose to die. Staff must be well informed, disciplined, and professional in committing to make this facility the preferred patient's choice. Now, what are the patient needs? The patient needs are when they are sick. In sickness, they have needs. In disaster, in crisis, they have needs. In epidemics, in pandemics, they have needs. In disaster prevention, they have needs. In disease prevention, they have needs. In disease management, long-term condition management, they have needs. In maintenance and promotion of health, they have needs. And they have needs in hygiene and good grooming. In total equilibrium, in holistic care, the patient has needs. So if you have a business and that business does not generate revenue, that business is a hobby. It is not sustainable unless you have another business that brings you revenues that support that hobby. That supports that hobby. The unique role of the patient, he's the ultimate consumer of the products, services, and the revenue generator for the healthcare business. The person is the patient. It's the patient that will pay for everything, consumes the products, and is there to help achieve the goals of the organization. Now, the patient is the import of the healthcare business. He is the single most important personality for the healthcare business. Without the patient, there is no healthcare business. He's the raison d'etre, he's the reason for the existence, for the creation of the healthcare business. The patient is a consumer of the knowledge, the skills, the product, the services so provided by the healthcare business. Without the patient, the healthcare business fails to exist. With all its niceties, equipment, personnel, there will be nothing. So in the best of interests in the patient, in the best interest of the patient, you focus on the patient. You work hard. You become a patient-centric nurse because the patient is your paycheck. The patient is your remuneration. The patient is your paymaster. The patient is your career. The patient is your career. So you act in the best professional interest of the patient. You treat the patient right at all times with the help of God. Some patients can be obnoxious, but he's still your paycheck. So work in the best interest of your patient. Now we have a sample examination question we'll look at. The patient is the import of the healthcare business. This is 20-marker question. So let's go into it. Define the healthcare business. Is the entire structure, system, strategies instituted by the government together with the private sector in relation to medical research, preventive medicine, curative medicine, and the general well-being of the people that are in the country. And that is your first point. The people, the healthcare workers, and the skills acquired of them also form part of the healthcare system. The healthcare business encapsulates the training and research institutions, the hospitals, the clinics, the pharmaceutical companies, the administrators, the regulators, the government institutions, distributors and manufacturers of equipment, distributors and manufacturers of pharmaceuticals. Have a brief description of their roles and their importance. Then go on to look at the main stakeholders of the healthcare business. That includes the government, the doctors, the nurses, and the pharmacists, the paramedics, hospital administrators, proprietors, and researchers, all of them, including the support services like the security, like IT support systems, and among them the patient. Now, who is the customer? Who is the patient? It's anyone who needs the healthcare business. Anyone needing healthcare is a patient. He is the reason or the consumer of the knowledge that the nurse has acquired, the skills that the nurse has imbibed, the product and the services so provided. Provide the role of the patient in the scheme of things. You need to describe the role of the patient. Without the patient, the knowledge, the skills, the equipment, the technology, the services provided by the healthcare, health post, hospital will be of no consequence. Be of no consequence. Focus on research. The focus of research is on the disease or on equipment. And the disease is found with the patient. The focus of equipment is to detect and help the curative process. But again, the beneficiary is the patient. So indeed, the systems, the structures, the strategies, the skills, the staff, the healthcare workers all focus on disease prevention, focus on patient recovery, focus on patient comfort, and the IT systems, the security systems are all, the cleaning systems are all to the benefit of the patient. Any business that does not generate revenue is a hobby and it's not sustainable. So while all the above stakeholders expect a return on their investments of time and resource, there remains the patient who pays for the products, the services rendered towards his health needs. The patient. So the unique role of the patient, without whom the entire healthcare system may be redundant, compels one to broadly agree that the patient is the import of the healthcare business. We've come to the end of lesson number 1. My name is Dr. Caroline Akim. This has been a presentation from St. Carol's School of Nursing on Christian living, law, ethics, and values for the patient. Thank you, God bless you, and keep us safe. I would see you in the next lesson. Thank you very much.